Welcome to Annapolis Mosaics. Our program spotlights people in our community who are involved in activities designed to promote good human relations. I am Michael Keller, the chair of the Annapolis Human Relations Commission and your host. The commission is a city board that seeks to promote equal opportunity and to eliminate discrimination. My guest today is Tracy Lynett, who is the development director of Bello, Machre. Welcome to Annapolis Mosaics.
Thank you for having me.
Well, what does Bello Machre mean, and how does that fit into your history, your philosophy, and the mission of your organization?
Well, Bello Machre means home of my heart in Gaelic. We serve people with developmental disabilities throughout Anne Arundel County, and we were founded by parents that wanted something different for their children. At the time we were started in 1970s, early 70s, there was no services for people with developmental disabilities. So institutional life was pretty much the only avenue that parents had. So they said, we want something better for our kids. So they started Bello Machre and built a home on Freetown Road in Glen Burnie, Maryland. And that's where we all started, a home to help people with developmental disabilities.
All right. What exactly does Bello Machre do for developmentally disabled individuals?
Well, we serve every aspect of their home life. We serve them 24/7, 7 days a week. They live in our 56 community homes throughout Anne Arundel County. We have a caregiver that takes care of them, and we serve people of all types of developmental disabilities. Some are in wheelchairs, some are can speak, some are very, very disabled and have complex medical issues. So we serve a whole gamut. I think that what makes us special is that we serve the individual and their family and their needs. We don't have a list of services that we can rattle off and say this is what we do, because they're people. Whatever their need is what we try to provide. And we hear it so many times from families that it gives them peace of mind knowing that we are providing the care for their son and daughter that they cannot care for, that they cannot do in their own home. I think that we talk about what we do. One of our products, so to speak, our main product is loving care. That's what we do. We have a exceptional, compassionate staff that really, really cares about the person and empowering that person to live an independent and full life.
Right. Now you mentioned that you actually have homes that you
Yes.
have, and you said 56 that you've got in
Right.
the area.
In the area.
Tell us about your homes.
Okay. Well,
I understand they're quite nice and beautiful.
Well, when we started in the 70s, we just got a home that was in the community, and no home that you purchase in the community is accessible. I mean, you can imagine if we're going out to purchase homes, there's not an accessible home. But over the years, we put different ramps and things to make them accessible. Most recently, we're providing fully accessible ADA homes.
Yeah, and that's the Americans for Disabilities Act.
Yeah, they are extremely, they're beautiful. They are, we have lower windows, we have levers on the doors, wider doorways, we have lift systems to help our folks in wheelchairs and the staff to get them safely from their bedroom to the bathroom, out of their wheelchair. They're truly, truly beautiful homes. They look like a regular home in the community. They have a ramp that probably goes like on the side of the house, and then in the back we have automatic doors that go in and out. So it not only promotes accessibility, but it promotes independence and dignity. The bathroom is a very sacred place for all of us, and it's a private place. And to have people lifting and transferring and so forth is very, it's difficult. So these lift systems, it's a barrier-free lift system that gently lifts the individual, and it only requires one person. So they can have that dignity they need in a private situation.
And you provide live-in care.
Yes.
And this is lifelong.
Right.
Lifelong service too.
Like us all, we're living longer, and so are the folks that we serve. As 20 years ago, folks with developmental disabilities weren't living into their 70s and 80s. Their life expectancy was maybe in their 40s, depending on their disability. Right. Like we all are living longer, so are our folks. So they're developing age-related medical issues, and they need a lifetime of care. And the other thing that makes us special is we want to provide, like we would for our family member, a age in place model, so that that individual can age in place. Because when they get in their 60s, 70s, and sometimes 80s, we have folks that live into their 80s, their parents are probably no longer living, and it gives the parents peace of mind knowing that they're safe and loved, and also that they are in a place that that they can live out their life.
Where are the 56 homes located? Give me a sense as where in the community they're actually located. I mean, I'm not obviously with 56. No. You're not going to tell me where all of them are, but give me a sense of where they found around the county. I guess
they can be your next door neighbor.
Okay.
They can be literally your next door neighbor. We have homes in Glen Burnie, we have homes in Severna Park, we have homes in Annapolis, we have homes all over the place. Light Street, there's homes on Maderi Road, I can go on and on. They're all over.
So where do you get the homes? I mean, is it do you purchase houses? You purchase houses and then transform them into what are basically group homes. Is that it?
That's correct.
Okay.
By the state, where they're classified as group homes.
Okay.
And depending on who we purchase the home from, ideally we would like a rancher. Because it's one level and easy access. But we have two-story homes as well for maybe our younger folks that are ambulatory, can move and navigate stairs easily. Most of the time, they are just a home next door, and we put fire sprinkler systems in, grab bars where needed. We're inspected by the state for DDA, which is the Developmental Disability Administration, and they come out and check us out to make sure that it is licensed, and then we can open to the community.
What are the ranges of developmental disabilities that you serve in terms of individuals? What kind of disabilities do you confront in individuals?
A disability.
What's the range?
A developmental disability. Do you know what a developmental disability is specifically?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
But I want to make sure our viewers do that.
A developmental disability is classified as a child that doesn't develop like a normal child would. It could be a gait issue, maybe something wrong with their leg or their hand. It could be a intellectual disability, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy. There's many neurological developmental disabilities, autism. There's the whole autism spectrum, and we serve folks with autism or multiple disabilities. Anybody that's classified below the age of 21 would be classified as a developmental disability. Mm-hmm. It could be anybody. We have all kinds of folks that maybe they're nonverbal, they're in a wheelchair, or they work and live independently in the community. They take the bus line. We have folks that work at the Naval Academy, at Panera. It's just a whole range of disabilities.
Can you tell our viewers about your Ray of Hope program, which is one of the things that you offer?
That is very close to my heart. I love that program because it helps families in their own home. Our whole goal is to keep families together as long as possible. And a lot of families have many challenges raising their children with special needs. Mm-hmm. So we go into the home and we help them through, it could be a couple hours a week, it could be 8 hours a day, it just depends on the need of the family. And I love that we can go in and help these families stay together and just give them the service that they need.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
That is our support service program. Our Ray of Hope program is very similar to that, but we provide money for therapies. It could be for co-pays on insurance, for medical visits. It could be if they need a brace or a wheelchair adaptive equipment, anything like that. That's through our Ray of Hope program, but it's all encompassed in our support service program.
And you also offer respite care too.
Respite care. Many times we have families that may have an emergency, a medical. They may have to go into the hospital, or may have a death in the family and have to go to another state for a funeral or something that sort. So what they do is they rely on us for respite care, whether it's a day or a weekend. And that individual, we can either go into their home. We have caring, loving staff to go into their home and provide respite care, or they can come into one of our homes. We have lots of respite rooms within our current 56 homes that we can help those families out in an emergency.
And with respect to emergencies, your organization also provides emergency preparedness planning.
Yes, we do.
Why is that important when dealing with developmentally disabled adults?
Well, especially continuity of care is extremely important for our folks. Our folks are very sensitive to temperature variations, or they need specialized diet that requires pureed food or electricity. So having a plan, if the electricity goes out, if there's a storm, natural disaster, whatever, we pride ourselves on making sure that we have a current plan. We do monthly drills. We have kits in the home, and we also have generators. That we have a few whole house generators for our very medically involved folks, and we also have portable generators that we can come in to make sure that our folks are cared for. There are instances where we have to take our folks to a local hotel or to one of our other homes or something like that, but if at all possible, we try to have our folks shelter in place during these emergencies.
Okay, we're going to take a break now, but when we return, I'll be talking a little bit more with Tracy about some of the personal experiences that she has had working with the clients at Bello Machre.
In America, up to 40% of all homeless youth identify as gay or transgender.
Most of them have been thrown out of their homes or run away out of fear and rejection.
It's time for things to change.
Visit 40tonone.org.
I am talking today with Tracy Lynett, who is the Development Director of Bello Machre. Tracy, are there any personal stories about the clients of your organization that are especially meaningful to you and that you would like to share with our viewers?
There's so many, and it's hard without getting emotional because
That's all right.
It's just amazing work that we do, providing a family with peace to provide their son or daughter with loving care and care for a lifetime. It's extremely empowering for me. So one story in particular that really touched my heart was that we got a call on Christmas Eve. A individual that we serve, her mother had passed away in her home. She was caring for her daughter. Our daughter was in her early 20s. She was having her own health problems. Her daughter is in a wheelchair, full care, and her sister came on Christmas Eve and knocked on the door, and there was no answer. And knocked on the door, called the police. The police entered, and her sister had passed away. And this individual was left. They figure about 3 or 4 days without food, without water, without care, and they rushed her to the hospital. They didn't know if she would make it. She was on life support for a portion of that time, and her sister, who knocked on the door, said, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's out there. And social services had called us, and we came in and talked to the sister, and she sends us notes every day that we've given her niece a life, and she didn't know how great it could be. Her mom, who had passed, was very scared and didn't know what would happen to her daughter because she was aging. So she kind of pushed everybody away and didn't know what to do. And her sister every day says, she calls our caregivers angels, that they have been blessed with having their daughter here at Bello Machre, and she's just blossomed. Yeah. So it's a very tragic story, but it's a story also of hope, and it's empowering for me that we can do that. We provide those types of services to help families get through tragedies such as this, and that's just incredible.
A wonderful, wonderful story. And we've got others about Bello Machre. Our viewers like these stories. This is what really, really, I think, touches people. So if there's anything else, any other stories?
I would love to tell you names and tell you more about the people, but these are real stories. We just started serving. We opened a home on St. Stephen's Church Road in Crownsville, and we called it our Golden Girls Home. There's 4 ladies that live there that are over the age of 60. And one of them lived with her mom all of her life. Her mom is 80. And so she came to live with us, and her mom was scared. We served her through support services, so we were in her home helping her. So it was a real natural progression. They knew, both the mom and the daughter knew us. So it was a very natural. And the mom was so worried that she would not feel comfortable. And they go out for pizza on Fridays. They have parties and all kinds of stuff that they do every day with these 4 golden girls. And mom said that she said to the family living director, that's who takes care of the ladies, she said, I'm the one that's lonely. I'm so happy for my daughter, but I'm lonely. So now they go pick her up and go out shopping and do everything as a family. We are a big family. That's what It's the Bello Machre family, and once somebody comes to live with us, it's not just the individual who becomes part of our family, it's their family as well. Their mom, their dad, their sisters, their brothers, their aunts and uncles. It's truly an amazing organization that empowers not only people with developmental disabilities, but it empowers the staff, the employees, and everybody involved in it, because it's our mission is such that we provide safe, loving care for a very vulnerable population.
How would a family apply for the services of Bello Machre for a loved one?
Most of our people come from the Developmental Disabilities Administration, the DDA, through the state. Way back when they're in grammar school and elementary school, they usually start the application process. Within the state of Maryland, there is an overwhelming waiting list for services.
I'm sure of that.
Yes, and we can't keep up with the need. So people are usually placed on a crisis situation, aging parents, medical problems, think that they can't care for their loved one anymore. That's why our support service program, in-home supports, has grown so quickly and so large, is because of that in-home need. So they have that application process, and then they're placed based on the people who are in most of need of services. We are, Bello Machre specifically is opening about 2 to 3 homes every year of new homes, each serving 4 people. There's a lot involved in that. To get a house ready, you can imagine the plates, the dishes, the towels, all that stuff to have in place, furniture, before someone can come live in the home. So the need is great to build the home, find the home, furnish the home, and then invite our new family members in.
Right. All of this costs a lot of money.
Yes.
Where does the money come from? For individuals, for example, are receiving the services? Is it something that the family pays for? Is it shared with anything? How do you fund this?
Everybody. It's shared through everybody. The state pays for each of our folks. Some we get Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. We have an extremely generous donor base that is extremely generous. They provide funds. We get granting for equipment. We try to get money from every place and every avenue we can. But that's because of our mission. People want to be involved. They want to be involved. We have a huge volunteer program that invites colleges, interns, family members come. The family members are also very generous to us for gifts. We have a endowment, and we also, as I said, granting. Granting is a huge piece of a pocket of money that helps us. Another funding source that we have is our fundraising events. And the biggest fundraising event is actually coming up in June. We host it every year. It's been going on now for since 1990, and it's called Every Step Counts. And we usually raise about $100,000 from that event. It's truly terrific. It brings community together. It's held at Anne Arundel Community College every year. We have about 300 or 400 people coming out and supporting the folks we serve, as well as Bello Machre. And it's a walk or bike, and people get pledges, so they get sponsors, and they sponsor them to walk or bike. We take 1 step or 100, how many ever. It's just actually being there. It's a family fun event. We have games and food and prizes for the kids, and we have a band. It's really a fun event for everybody, and every year it's growing. So we welcome the community to come out and experience that, and you can find out more through our website. It helps us.
Mm-hmm. So basically, you've got a very diversified funding base, mm-hmm. drawing it from various circles. You mentioned that you make use of volunteers. In what way?
Everything from office work, helping in the office, doing mailings or stuffing and filing. But the most meaningful they volunteer at our homes. Mm-hmm. They go and maybe make a Sunday night dinner. They have maybe a pizza night or something like that. They have movie nights. They engage our folks in the community. Mm-hmm. We have one-on-one volunteers that maybe they will help our folks learn how to be on Facebook, mm-hmm. to communicate with their family members, mm-hmm. or use a computer. We have one of our folks is determined she wants to write a book. She wants to write a book about her life, and we have volunteers come in and helping that process. That's our most meaningful volunteers, mm-hmm. that touch the hearts of those we serve.
Mm-hmm. You also work with community partners. Could you tell our viewers a little bit about that?
We deal with a lot of community partners. The Cattail Construction, who helps us build our homes, mm-hmm. is extremely generous. He's willing to modify any home we have. He's terrific. We have lots of important donors that are businesses that provide volunteers as well as funding. We also Providence Center and Opportunity Builders. Mm-hmm. They provide a day program for our folks to go to every day. Okay. Our folks go to work either in the community, and Opportunity Builders helps them with that process, and Providence Center as well.
Okay. What do you see as the greatest challenges that Bello Machre faces?
Building houses and having the funding for those homes.
Okay.
It's staffing. It's just a huge process,
mm-hmm.
Because the need is so great. Mm-hmm. We wish we could build 4, 5, 6 homes every mm-hmm. year and provide those services to mm-hmm. those in need. Mm-hmm. And staffing remains mm-hmm. a challenge mm-hmm. for us. And most of the time we have, unlike a lot of organizations, we have people that have been there 10, 20, 30 years. Once they, because we're a family, mm-hmm. and we empower our employees as well mm-hmm. to make decisions and be part of our culture and mm-hmm. and decisions on the people that we serve. Mm-hmm. It's a huge responsibility mm-hmm. to take care of someone, mm-hmm. and our staff is just remarkable. But it's getting the right people to join our family that can provide the loving care that we mm-hmm. that we demand.
Mm-hmm. How about the NIMBY phenomenon?
NIMBY, I don't.
It's the not in my backyard individuals when you're dealing with, I mean, there was a case in, I believe, the city of Annapolis several years ago, and I don't know if it involved Bello Machre or not, but it involved a group home, mm-hmm. and there was a lot of difficulty dealing with neighbors. Do you experience that? How do you deal with that?
Sometimes we do, but not often anymore. We used to. We go like you would with any new neighbor. Mm-hmm. You go and talk to the neighbor and say, this is what we're about. Okay. People that don't know about people with disabilities mm-hmm. or it's scary. It's mm-hmm. scary. And if we can educate them mm-hmm. through you mm-hmm. and this program, and our folks, we refer to the people we serve as they're people. Mm-hmm. They just they have a special way of doing things. Mm-hmm. They have special abilities, and their wants and needs and desires are just like us. They want friendship. The president always says, what do we all want out of life? To love and be loved. Sometimes that sounds a little corny, but it's what truly is what we want, and so do our folks. So I think once people understand that, it's okay.
Right.
And the neighborhoods we are in, they have become part of that community, part of the street, part of the activities, part of the picnics, and all those things that go on. It's truly terrific.
Yeah. I'm sure that our viewers will be interested in learning more about Bello Machre. How can interested individuals learn more about you and get in contact with your organization?
Our doors are always open to anybody who wants to learn more about us. We welcome everybody. You can reach us through the web at www.bellomachre.org. That's BELLOMACHRE.org. Or you can reach us by phone at 443-702-3000.
Thank you for viewing our program today, and please join us again on Annapolis Mosaics. If you would like to have more information about the Annapolis Human Relations Commission, please jot down the information on your screen. You can reach us at 410-263-7998 or by email at hrcommission@annapolis.gov. Also, you can check out our page at the City of Annapolis website. Go to www.annapolis.gov and click on City Government, then Boards and Commissions, and then scroll down to the Human Relations Commission page. And always remember the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who said, "We have flown the air like birds and swum the seas like fishes, but have yet to learn the simple act of walking the earth as brothers and sisters."